You'll have to forgive me, everyone. I kind of wasn't planning on doing a stream today. Well, I kind of was, but at the same time, I wasn't overly working on it. Hold on.
You there!
And there we go. More money right there. Hold on, I gotta update. Update the tags. And let me reset my page. And we're all good. Okay, now we can restart and just keep farming. So, firstly, yo peoples, Kyushu92 here. This is something that was recently brought to my attention. Thank you, Raptor, and thank you, person's name that I completely forgotten that Raptor was mentioning. Apparently, with the addition of the story creator for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, people have managed to find a way to pretty much just farm for XP and farm for money as well. As you can see, currently, my money is just steadily increasing. I'm taking advantage of this while I can, because as much as I would like to invest all my time into just finding ways to get money for my character, for Assassin's Creed, I really don't have the time like I normally would have. So with this addition of the story mode creator, one can literally farm and get a whole bunch of money in seconds. Now the thing about this is, as your level increase, so does the payout and the XP you gain from this. So as you're leveling up, it is actually increasing the amount of XP that you get to the point where you can literally get all the way up into the millions. And that goes for money as well. So by the end of this, I'm just pretty much going to be farming until it's time for me and the family to go to our dinner reservation that we have for my dad, since it's Father's Day. So, and it's at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
What the? Hey, stop! Just die!
But yeah, the reservation is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that pretty much gives me from 1 all the way till 5 to keep farming. And I wonder how far I can get within the next couple of hours. I can't wait to see how many levels I have after this. Also got me like a snack and a honey bun here, something I can munch on.
Oh, dear.
See? I was at 900. I was actually at like 800 and something. I think 700 and something when I started. And now it's already starting to rise to 970, and pretty soon it's going to reach into the thousands. And as I get to level 99 and increase my mastery rank and everything, then the XP is going to go through the roof, and I'm just going to have so much money I don't even know what to do with. Now the thing that is on people's minds though is that some people are really hopeful that this can be done for resources, because I still haven't completed my ship.
Yeah! You'll never beat me! Those doors are shut!
And like that, I'm done. It takes less than a minute. If you max out your rush assassin, look at this. I'm almost about to get 1,000 for every single one completed. I'm taking advantage of this while I can. I missed out on the teabagging XP glitch where people could just teabag an enemy and just constantly get XP for it. I missed out on that, and I missed out on it the day after they patched it. And as soon as I tried it, it didn't work. So now that there's a way right now, today, this has just been brought to my attention, that I'm taking advantage before Ubisoft tries to nerf all this stuff. So I'm really going to try and get to like $1 million. Or 1 million drachma. Like, I got 13 skill points right now. I'm level 71 already. Alright, so let's go ahead and start putting some points into other things. Things I don't even really use, to be honest. And I got 13 points. What else can I increase? I'm just looking around on what I can increase right now. And I don't have the DLCs. I'm really thinking about getting the Seasons Pass so that way I can get the DLCs and get the new abilities and everything. Wow, I got a lot. I have a lot more points than I originally anticipated. Let's work on our arrows. I really need to work on that. Maybe I should get like all the final abilities. And assign to circle. I'll rearrange them later. All keystones are maxed out. And since this isn't technically cheating, it's more of an exploit. It doesn't affect trophies, so I can literally max all my stuff. And then with the money I have, I can sort of level up all my gear to my level. Because all the stuff I have right now, it's at my last level, which was like 58. And now the drachma is starting to come in at 1,000 now. So my money's just gonna... The more I level up, the higher the payout is. Because this mission levels up with you. Somehow. I don't know how. But somehow it levels up with you. And now you can pretty much just use this as a method of getting a ton of money. So paying for upgrades won't be too much of a hassle. But yeah, this is pretty much what I'm going to be doing until it's time for me to go to dinner. Now it's gone from 1,002 to 1,017. I should probably put some of my points that I get, because pretty much I'll get enough points where I can max out every single skill, and then I'll start putting it into mastery levels, so that way I can get real strong even after that. It's crazy how this is actually working. Hopefully Ubisoft moves a little bit slow on the uptake, and I can get the most out of this before they try and patch it.
I'll kill you.
Yo, Cool K, what's going on? This is just one big massive farming session on Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Because Raptor just released a video on how the story mode creator, the story creator for this that was released with the latest update, is somehow making it so that people who make these are also able to exploit the system and make it so that you can level up ridiculously fast and get tons of money in the process. And since the game will scale with you, the missions level up their rewards and their XP that they give you. So every time you level up, the XP rewards and drachma rewards also increase with you, which means you can keep doing this and you'll gain more and more money. Because as you can see, I was level 58 when I started this, and 10 minutes have passed and I am now level 74. And all it takes is you using your rush assassination to take out just 4 people. Just to take out 4 people, and the mission's over. Hit restart and rinse and repeat. But to fully answer your question, I'm doing very, very well. I've been talking to people about my channel so far, and they've been giving me advice on things that I can do to improve my channel. Like, to be honest, I don't really promote my channel at all. And I feel that's the reason why not a lot of too many people don't really watch or don't really check me out half the time, is because I don't really promote my channel. But I don't want it to be like a thing where I'm doing the whole like, comment, and subscribe thing, because I've already told you guys I don't intend to do that.
Just die.
So I've just been talking to them about things that I can bring to my channel and the future of my channel as a whole. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm getting all these skill points and all this drachma. How much drachma do I have now? I gotta check that out when I get the chance. But yeah, this is what this session is. This is just one big farming session. Just want to see how much I can gain until 5. You should do a channel trailer. That's what I've been thinking about doing. I've really been thinking about doing like a channel trailer. I just got to figure out how to do it. Well, I know how to do it. I just got to figure out how I'm going to present it and what I'm going to showcase. I got a good rough idea. Okay, before that happens, let's see how much money I have. I had 200,000. Now I'm at 500,000. I'm almost at 1 million already. This is ridiculous. And as my level increases, so does the money. So I'm literally going to be in the tens of millions by 5 p.m. Eastern. But, well, actually, it's going to be before 5. Because our reservation is at 5. So it'll probably be around 4 something. So let's see how far I can get until around maybe about 4 o'clock maybe. But yeah, I'll probably do an actual channel trailer. I just got to figure out what direction I'm going to take it in. Because there's certain rough ideas I want to do for it. But I just want to make sure I do it right, so. Because basically most of my channel trailers are just videos that I've already done. Just for new subscribers to see or old subscribers to see. But I feel like a channel trailer may very well help me out. So possibly this week I'll probably try and work on it. So actually, thank you, Cool K, for putting that idea back into my head. And I'm wondering, since I have enough money, I should possibly, well, I don't need to really worry about leveling up my gear, because the enemies I'm facing, they can easily be killed. No problem. But it's my adrenaline that's gotta refill. That's what I'm waiting on.
I will kill you quick.
You're a good YouTuber and a cool guy, bro. That's why I subscribed. Well, once again, I thank you. I'm never gonna stop thanking you guys for helping me get this far with this channel. Sure, it's been slow, but I'm glad it's been slow, so it gave me a time to kind of retroflect on all that I've done so far and what this channel is going to do for me in the future. Because around September, It is my goal that by September I'm doing this full time. This will be my job, not the current job that I'm working at now, but this, streaming, making videos for you guys, and just hanging out with you guys during streams and whatnot. I desire that to be my job, and I feel like it's going to happen. I just need to keep working at it. I mean, we're almost at 1,000 subs on this channel, so that goal is closer than it's ever been before. So overall, I'm very, very grateful. And the thing that is going to remain the mainstay of this channel is its integrity. Because I see a lot of YouTubers out there today that will sacrifice their own integrity just for views. Like people that will do things like going back to the whole E3 thing. There's been numerous people who have leaked behind closed doors footage out on the internet for no other reason than just to get views on their channel. And they completely lose the trust of the people who allow them to see this footage, and also puts a bad taste in the mouth of the gaming community, because now some publishers are going to be looking at us and think that, well, we can't trust, he's a gamer, so I don't know, does he have a YouTube channel, does he have social media, should we trust him with all this delicate info that we haven't told anybody? So the trust between gamer and game publisher is slowly starting to get blurred, thanks to people who would rather see their channel rise up than, you know, remain in good faith and good standings with game publishers and other forms of media. So this is what's going to stay on this channel, is just the integrity of it all. My purpose for this channel is to entertain you guys, and as I've said before, entertaining you entertains me. This is a place where we can have fun, whether I'm bringing One Piece, whether I'm bringing games, it doesn't matter. This is a place where I want people to know that this is a place that people are welcome and you can come here. And I have no intention of doing any shady things like clickbait in order to get views, because I never understood clickbait. Why? What's the purpose? What's the purpose of putting something that's a lie on your thumbnail and to make people think that it is something, and then you spend at least about a good 10 minutes talking about absolutely nothing, completely lying to people about something that is not even in your video just to get views. And then I hear things about people buying subs and buying views. That's a thing? Why would you do that? That makes no sense. There's no gratification in buying success. Earning that success is a whole nother matter all entirely. E3 Bethesda guy in audience scream. Oh, good lord, that guy. Hold on. I need to prop up my microphone a little bit more, because I need to talk about that guy. How much did they pay that man to scream for every single thing that Bethesda talked about? We love you, Bethesda! Woo! We got NPCs in our non-NPC game. Yay! Woo! What? Fallout 76 ain't gonna just automatically become better just because you added NPCs. And then you have it, then that game is still discounted. That game is $30 right now. Their game that they launched at $60, a week later drops down to $30, and then the next thing they want to add in is, oh, now we're bringing NPCs to the game. I mean, if you kept the NPCs in the game in the first place, then maybe half of the criticisms, because there is a lot, half of the criticisms wouldn't have been as bad. But if you actually took the time to finish your game, then the other half of the criticisms wouldn't be as bad. Because I've watched the interview. Yo, Brandon Mitchell. I watched the interview where Todd Howard was talking to one of the people from IGN, talking about, and one of the things he says that really struck a nerve with not only Young Yeah, but also me as well, because I don't like playing unfinished games. Or at the very least, games that look like they should be finished, but they're not finished. I don't like playing those types of games. Sure, I may have played them in the past, like Anthem. That's an unfinished game because they're still adding on stuff that should have been there from the get-go. But I watched Todd Howard, and he says, like, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. I kind of guess it's not about how you start a game, how a game starts, it's how it finishes. No, if you start out good and maintain that momentum, then you don't need to worry about how it finishes. If you maintain the momentum of a game and it starts out good, and it's good in the middle, and it's good at the end, you're golden. But the takeaway that Todd Howard seemed to presume is that we know we had a rocky start, but what game hasn't? Plenty of games, but those games actually shaped up and they're actually for the better. It's sad when I can look at No Man's Sky and say, hey, they did a far better job than Fallout 76, and they're an indie developer. Bethesda is Bethesda. They have no excuse for not being able to bring a competent product to the masses. Hello Games, and I know we've talked about this, Hello Games had a rough start. It had a rough start, but they've redeemed themselves in possibly one of the biggest comebacks in gaming history, going from one of the games that people scoffed at to now one where myself and hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, are looking forward to their next Beyond update that's supposed to be coming out this summer. The fact that they were able to turn this around, an indie developer, where people are actually looking forward to their stuff. Like, anyone else see the tweet, or anyone else see the tweet where someone bought a full billboard, and just said, thank you, Hello Games, little ways from their actual office? It just shows you that they could have ran away from their game at any time. But they chose to stick with it despite everyone telling them they're dead on arrival, despite even the death threats that they got. They continue to improve their game to the point where people are looking forward to their next update. People are excited, introducing a new VR that people are extremely looking forward to. And you mean to tell me that a AAA publisher like Bethesda is not capable of putting out a quality product this far in human history? In the year 2019, or 2018, because it got released last year, I think, in 2019, you mean to tell me that a developer is incapable of putting out quality stuff if they took the time to do so? Instead, they just wanted to make a cash grab that was lackluster at best, and now you're just now deciding to add in things that should have been in the game. So, sorry if I'm getting on Bethesda, but I've been a fan of Bethesda because of Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, more so Fallout 3 and New Vegas, and Elder Scrolls Oblivion and Skyrim. But to see Bethesda become like literally one of the developers that people just like, oh, okay, it's Bethesda, what are they gonna do now? Not excitement, but worry. It's kind of sad. And I'm sorry to kind of bring this conversation down, but that's just my 2 cents. Once again, I'm sorry for bringing this down. I really need to be eating this honey bun here. I got 15 skill points. How much money? How much money? Ooh, we're almost at 1 million. Keep it going. Oblivion is one of my all-time favorite games. I'm actually surprised that, you know what would have been better? If they just remastered Oblivion instead of giving us Fallout 76. You know how many people would immediately jump on that? Because you've remastered Skyrim 500 times, but not once have you thought about bringing Oblivion to, like, the PS4. Like, a Skyrim has 75 different versions. The original version, the two versions on PS3 and Xbox 360. Then you got the PC version. Then you got the Legendary Editions. Then you got the ones released for PS4 and Xbox One. Then you got the version released for VR. Then you got the version released for Switch. How many times are you gonna make us pay for the same game and still leave Oblivion out in the dust? Yo, CJ, what's going on? This is just one big farming session. Thanks to the story creator in Assassin's Creed. Thanks to Joel Raptor, which you guys know as the Assassin's Creed YouTuber. He released a video earlier today showing that someone made a quest on the story creator for Assassin's Creed Odyssey that essentially just has you kill 4 people, rush assassination as suggested, and it will just automatically give you countless amounts of cash. And since the quest levels up with you, it allows the money and the XP you get to also increase as you level up. So needless to say, this is a perfect exploit to use to level yourself. Yeah, I know I'm using it. I got no shame. I got no shame in using this to level myself up. I'm on level 88. I was at level 50 something when I started. But I'm level 88 right now, and I do not feel bad. But also, hold on, let me get my platform. I can't believe I'm using one of my statue boxes in order to prop up my microphone. My desk isn't really that big. I gotta get a new desk because this one's actually starting to slowly break down. I think I had this desk since we moved into this house. But speaking of games, I haven't played, well, I got the most recent LEGO game I've played is LEGO DC Supervillains. I am really looking forward to LEGO Star Wars the Skywalker Saga, which is essentially gonna cover every single Star Wars movie, including The Rise of Skywalker. And from what I'm hearing, this could be the biggest game that TT Games has made based on a licensed property. Or possibly one of their biggest games they ever made at all. Because from what it sounds like, you're going to be able to fly in your ship to different planets. There's like a ton of things that you can do that Game Unboxing Reviews was talking about. See, every time I level up, the money increases, and it gets to the point that when I get to the mastery levels, that's when the money will really start to increase. I should probably be putting all these skill points that I got into other points as well, so that way I can start to focus on mastery levels as well. And I'm doing all this, and I don't have a single piece of DLC. Well, story DLC, that is. Like the Fate of Atlantis, where you go to Elysium, and then you go down to the Underworld. I haven't got those, but they look very interesting to me. And while I got the time, might as well put some points into some different stats before we go back to killing again. Alright, so let's just increase everything in the warrior tree. Some of these skills I won't even use, but I'd rather just have the thing unlocked. Have I beaten Devil May Cry 5 yet? I haven't even started it. I mean, I got a ton of games that I've been playing. I've been mainly focusing on Borderlands. So I haven't started it yet. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. 24 different sets of... 24 different payments just coming into me. Whew, that'd be nice if it was in real life, am I right? And actually, I almost forgot to put my phone on silent. It would have been bad if that ringtone would have came off. That's copyrighted music. I can't have that going on. Messing up my stream. I can't have that.
Oh. I've got you.
And that's 34,000 XP right there. Also, this week, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night releases. The next Igavania game that everyone's been looking forward to, and I'm definitely getting it. The only thing I'm having trouble with is deciding whether I want to get it for the PS4 or the Switch. With the Switch, I can play it at any time and play it anywhere, but if I get it on the PS4, then I get to play it on Tuesday. Because the PS4 version of Bloodstained releases on the 18th. And the Switch version releases on the 25th, so part of me doesn't want to wait all the way until the 25th just to play it. So I'm conflicted! If I get Switch, then it's the same type of quality, plus I can play where... Oh man, the decision is hard. Switch or PS4 is kind of hard to decide. I mean, I'll be able to stream both, because I got it set up so I can do my streams. Like Cool K's idea about making a channel trailer, I'm gonna make one. You should do so sometime soon. Yes, that way I can just introduce my channel to everyone. Those who have been here and those who are brand new, so that they know what type of mayhem they're gonna be getting themselves into.
You're going to suffer. Yes.
So I think when I get to level 99, that's when it starts to hit into the mastery levels. But yeah, this week I'll definitely work on making myself a channel trailer, an official one. Like, how's my money looking? Am I in the millions yet? I'm in the millions. I'm in the millions. Just look at that drachma. I ain't ever going broke. Man, I can't wait for Cyberpunk 2077! I'm looking at my Twitter feed right now, and there's new wallpapers dropping from CG Project Red. Mobile ones that look very nice. You've never played Assassin's Creed Origins, but it looks good. It is very good. It really is one of the biggest maps that I've ever seen in an Assassin's Creed game. And I've played all of the main ones. 1, 2, 3, Black Flag. Well, I haven't played Unity, because, I like my... Yeah, I haven't played Unity. But going from, like, the starting of Assassin's Creed all the way up till now in Odyssey, it's amazing just how big they've made these maps. I'm at 95. Once we get to level 99, we'll see what happens afterwards. Just Cause 2 has a big map. Oh, yes! I think Just Cause 2 was the very first game I played where... Ooh, speaking of Just Cause, I might need to play that later. But Just Cause 2 was my first open world game where it was ridiculously huge from my perspective. Now, I don't know if are you eventually gonna get Samurai Showdown? I'll look into it, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too big on fighting games. I mean, I'll play them, but they've never been my forte, to be quite honest. But I'll still look into it nonetheless. But I don't know if I have any PlayStation 2 players out there, but does anyone remember a little game called Mercenaries? That was my game. I think that was actually my first open world game before Just Cause 2. And it was immensely fun. Then I got Just Cause 2. And then I started playing that. And then it was the first game where I could skydive out of a plane at over 10,000 feet. I could go make breakfast while Rico was free falling. Eat my breakfast. And then get back on the controller before you hit the ground. I remember Mercenaries, I always wanted to get it. I wasn't sure if I would like it. Oh, it was immensely fun. Now, Mercenaries 2, it kind of left a lot to be desired. I mean, the only reason why I kind of played it, and I say kind of because I never actually finished it, was because it was released, it was a sequel to a game that I loved, and it was released on actually only the Xbox, which was actually kind of disappointing. But it was really good. It was, well, fun to see. I don't know about good, but Mercenaries was the game. Then when you entered in cheats and everything, I was young at the age, so cheats was my everything in video games. Ooh, infinite health. Ooh, infinite money. Ooh, infinite ammunition. I want to learn it all. I had my skills tested when I played Enter the Matrix. And Enter the Matrix and had to do that little hacking mini game. And the little things that I could do in the little mini game that could affect the world, like infinite focus and infinite ammunition and infinite health. And I really took advantage of that. Have I ever played any of the Army of Two games? I'm trying to remember. I think I've played a demo of it on the PSP, but not on like the PlayStation 3. I think my dad may have actually played that. He might have played a demo of it. Also, Eric, what's going on, man? We're just doing a little farming session before I go out to eat with dinner with my family for Father's Day. For my dad, not me, because, yeah, I ain't no dad. Taking advantage of this little exploit that Story Creator has given us. Been doing this for about 39 minutes, and I'm almost at level 99. And speaking of which, I was at less than 200,000 drachma when I started. I'm at 1,500,000 right now. And if we go over to our abilities, then we'll max out the last ability for the assassin. Everything is maxed out. I'm actually looking through. Have I ever played any, remember True Crime New York City? Oh, I remember it. I never played it, but I remember it. There's a lot of games in the PlayStation 2 era that I never played. Brandon still hasn't forgiven me for never playing Destroy All Humans. And I feel like I really missed out when I never played it. But with the Destroy All Humans being fully remastered and remade coming out next year, that'll be the perfect time for me to give it a try. Alright, so Warrior is maxed out, Assassin is maxed out. Let's keep this going and just max out the full tree. Then we'll start putting points into the mastery stats. I wonder what's going out in the gaming world today. See if there's anything new. I am seriously conflicted for Borderlands 3 once I start doing, once my YouTube channel transitions into my full-time job, because I intend to try and do that by September. That is my goal, so that way I can do all the gaming things I want to do and not have to worry about working like a grocery job. Not bashing it, but I'm making that happen. So when I go into Borderlands 3, I'm conflicted. I am heavily conflicted on whether I want to play as Amara or Mose. Because Mose sounds like one crazy character to play as. Like, her whole mech thing, it is ridiculous. It synergizes so well. Like, there's one skill you can get, put a railgun on, or a flamethrower, or multiple miniguns, or targeted rocket launchers, or have turrets that pop up on the back so other players can climb on your mech and shoot those rotatable turrets around. So you can be in your mech shooting things, and you can have your friends on top of your mech piloting other turrets and shooting at enemies. So you can be shooting the enemies in front of you, and they can be shooting in the back. It's utterly ridiculous. Not only that, but she has another skill that makes it so that her mech can continue to operate without her being in there. So if you were to say, buy the skill that makes it so that you can have a turret pop up on the back of your mech, you could essentially have your own mech pop out and shoot things on its own while you're on top of your own mech shooting its own turret. So Moses' skills really synergize well. Plus she has this one skill that's called Phalanx. I'm trying to get that pronunciation right. Phalanx Doctrine, which makes it so that every time you kill an enemy, your max shields and your gun damage increase, and they stack. But there's no stack limit. So as long as you're killing enemies, your max shields are increasing, and so is your gun damage. To the point where you're pretty much almost, you could possibly one-shot things. I mean, it might be too soon for me to say, but overall, Mose is shaping up to be one of the most fun characters to play in Borderlands 3. And we haven't even seen Flak yet. We still need to look forward. I'm still looking forward to him to see what he's gonna bring to the table, to this insanity of Vault Hunters. I'm sorry if I'm being quiet, I'm just looking at recent news. Taking me some XP to get to this point. 36,000 XP. Oh, it's nice. All right. And I'm at level 99, so anytime that bar is filled up, that's just going to be giving me skill points. A John Wick game could be very cool, potentially. I think so. One thing that comes to mind is maybe done in the pattern similar to Splinter Cell Conviction. Like how you're able to tag enemies, and then once you get your, I guess, I forget what it's called. When you tag enemies and then you get to a certain point, all you have to do is hit a button, and then Sam would just kill everybody marked by those tags. So maybe a way that can be done with John Wick, but also incorporating some little hint of run and gun gameplay as well. And then there could be a close combat sort of addition to it, since, well, John Wick is essentially a killer in all forms of different martial arts, so you can include some close quarters combat, maybe include some gunplay into the combat, the melee combat as well. So there's a lot of things that a John Wick game could do. They're making a John Wick game, but it's going to be like some sort of puzzle, strategy, turn-based type game. I was disappointed when I saw that. It's a mobile game. They're making a John Wick mobile game. And it doesn't look like it's going to be just straight up action-oriented. It's just going to be like strategy. Alright, so it looks like the money might be stagnating. I want to see what I can do to increase that. Let me pull up this. Pull up this menu. Okay, Rush Assassination. At level 99, you receive 720,000 or XP and 44,000 drachma with the plus 50% bonus. At level 99, you receive 1 million or 67,000 drachma. So my thing is, I'm level 99 right now. But the drachma I'm getting is not necessary. Maybe does it have to be? Maybe it has to be done in New Game Plus. I don't know. Why go that route with a John Wick game? Strategy, well, I can see to an extent, but puzzle? Yeah, I think it's more so like a strategy turn-based type game. Hold on, let me pull it up. I'm not going to pull it up on my computer because I don't want it to mess with my stream. Let me pull it up real quick. John Wick. Mobile game. It's going to be called John... Hold on. John Wick game. Yes. John Wick Hex. Let me read a synopsis of this real quick. Top-down strategy with a time management twist. Okay, let me see. Michael Bethel, the creator of John Wick Hex, is showing off the game for the first time at E3 2019 in a mirrored room at the Hotel Figueroa. I don't know how to say that. That feels ripped right out of the Continental. In his game, every time a player chooses to shoot, the miniature version of John Wick fires 2 rounds because, after all, John always double taps in the movies. He also manages his ammo meticulously, counting his shots and fully emptying a magazine before reloading. So that's how it works in John Wick Hex 2. Players have 15 bullets, and if they reload before firing them all, those leftover rounds are lost forever. Even the way John moves in the game, viewed from top down in a saturated comic book style, comes from working directly with the film stunt coordinator Jojo Eusebio. There's a move in the game where you're pushing people around. There's never a shot in the movie where anyone actually does that, because in a movie, a 5-meter pushback isn't the most interesting, but in a game, it makes sense. And working out how to make that work in a John Wick game was interesting, literally turning to Jojo with cubes moving around and saying, "We need something like that." And he says, "Stand up, let's go." John Wick Hex is a top-down strategy title on a hexagonal grid, though it ditches the genre's expected mechanic of turn-based combat. Oh, so it's not turn-based. Instead, John Wick Hex is all about time management. John's moves are broken down by the millisecond, as are his enemies, and players pick his next action by comparing his projected time with the coming attacks from sneaky foes creeping around corners. A series of bars stretch vertically across the top of the screen, displaying the time information for each on-screen character in a manner that should be familiar to anyone who's edited video or multiple audio tracks. The end result is a stylish and smooth tactical experience with a rich array of actions to take at any given moment. Crouching, for instance, allows John Wick to roll and steadies his gun, boosting his chances of landing a shot. Alongside health and ammo bars, there's a focus meter that allows players to parry incoming shots. It runs down as things get hectic, tempting players to spend some time, the most important commodity in John Wick Hex, replenishing it in the middle of a fight. The millisecond-based twist on the strategy formula stemmed from a conversation with executives at Lionsgate. Okay, I'm not going to read anymore, but basically, that's the game of John Wick. It's a top-down, hexagonal grid-type game that ditches the turn-based formula that most games in that way have done it. Like, think like XCOM, like that. I like your ideas for the game a bit better. Yeah, because that sounds more John Wick. Being right in the heat of the action, not just watching the action unfold from top-down views. That's mainly the reason why I don't play The Sims. I don't want to see my actions play out. I don't want to hit a button and then just watch all the action unfold. I want to be the one that is in the heat of the action. And let's increase this. Warrior's got some good abilities: melee charging speed, chance to stun on melee hit, health restored on successful parry. All these are fine and dandy, but it seems that I'm not getting more XP than I originally thought. So does me going into New Game Plus, is that's what's going to do it? Does that increase it? I'm gonna look it up. I'm looking it up now. Okay. The level cap will also be increased, allowing your character to reach level 99. New Merc tiers will be added, as well as... Ah, great. I don't want to see that! There was a pop-up trying to keep me from looking at it, saying like, "Oh, you got this up? Well, disable it so we'll let you see the page." Well, luckily for you, there's more than one site on the internet. Ah ha 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 ha! Alright, what carries over? Level mastery levels, unlocked abilities, all weapons and armor, ship upgrades, ship cosmetics, ship lieutenants, resources, drachma. Here's what doesn't carry over. Story progression, quest progression, map markers, location completion, and cultist progression. Legendary weapons and armors aren't obtainable again in New Game Plus. Instead of getting a duplicate item, your existing legendary equipment will simply upgrade to your max level, to your current level. Let me see. What else comes with starting a New Game Plus? Because if this is the only XP I'm going to be getting from this, I mean, I'm not complaining, though. It just guarantees that I'll get a skill point every single time I complete this. And a good fair amount of cash as well. And I know I do a lot of talking here, you guys. I actually do more talking on YouTube than I do anyplace else. To the point where people who know me and outside of YouTube, they're always shocked whenever they hear me speak. Because I tend to be quiet outside of doing this, because this is my comfort zone. This is where my maximum freshness comes into play, and I literally just can talk a mile a minute if I wanted to. It's a good thing I got something to drink here so I can keep myself hydrated, because I will literally talk to no end whenever I do streams. It's funny though. And actually, let me pull up that page. Stuck on level 50. One way use better not be banned before I come home from. I'm looking at the comments on the whole story creator exploit thing that I'm using now. This better not be banned before I come home from work. Or, you know, Ubisoft there. Sometimes it takes them a minute to get stuff patched out, but once they do, yeah, you better hope you took advantage of it. Found a glitch while doing that mission. After you activate Area's Madness and you leave the mission, the sword of Leonidas remains equipped no matter your current sword. What would you do in a Lost Odyssey kind of situation lifespan? Lost Odyssey. It's kinda... Let me see. Hold on. Lost Odyssey. Ain't that a game? I think it's a game I never played before. It's cute how they think they can beat me. I honestly don't know. I never played Lost Odyssey, so I can't really give you an official answer on that. I do apologize. I'm looking through these comments and figure out how people are getting like 1 million off of this, where I'm only just getting 36,000. Where is it? Where is it? Someone said something about them only getting a little bit amount of experience. I want to see. I'm trying to find out in the comment section now. And I can't even see replies because the server ain't working. Okay, there it is. Give me a sec. I'm trying to find out. I'm looking through the comment section. Where is it? Because I'm not getting 1,000,000. Maybe I need to listen to him talk about it more. Give me a sec. I literally got my phone in one hand and just controlling this with the other. Because I want to get the maximum out of this XP. Oh, okay, I get it. It's not 1,000,000 every time. It's just the 1,000,000 you can gain from it at the end of the day. So it's not this is the maximum. Like getting 1,400 apiece. In Lost Odyssey, the main character and other party members are Eternals that can live for 1,000 years plus, but in your scenario, you could live up to 2,000 plus. Okay, so now that I have a full grasp on the whole XP thing, then this thing, I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to keep going until I can't anymore. I may have to look at this game, just watch some gameplay. But I'm really looking, there's, you guys, I want to bring you guys, the thing is with me, I know I keep saying this, but I want to bring you guys every single game that comes out. All the good ones, of course. I want to bring it all to you guys and just show it off. Just like Bloodstained, I want to show everything at all times. And just do nothing but show you guys games and different videos. Not just well, games, but reactions as well, and One Piece chapters, and My Hero Academia. That is my dream, and I'm working towards it. It's just, I get so excited whenever I talk about this. Because this doesn't, like I said before, this doesn't feel like a job to me. If you enjoy it, it's not a job. It's fun. It's not a chore. It's not work. It's fun. But now that I know that the XP is always going to be at 36,000 every time, then, well, hey, at least I know. And I got 4 skill points. Let's go ahead and max out all of my current abilities now. Alright, we just need one more skill point, and then all abilities are maxed. But I'm sort of been thinking about, when I get the DLC for like the Fate of Atlantis, you would no longer age nor deteriorate neither physically nor mentally. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, yep, my weapons aren't doing as much damage now that they're maxed out. Now I gotta chase after him. I look away for 1 second. It's not your fault, it's mine. I forgot that there's a small window.
I'll catch you yet. Don't worry, I'll end this.
But if I had a Lost Odyssey kind of situation or lifespan, Orochimaru would be seriously jealous of that. To live for 1,000 years or even 2,000 years? It's kind of hard to think about. Like, it's already tricky enough to figure out what I'm going to be doing 10 years from now. Most likely this. But 1,000 years or 2,000 years into the future? That's a long time. Like, who knows what will be here like 2,000 or 3,000 years from now? Well, in a world where a Lost Odyssey lifespan is an actual thing, who knows what would still be around? The PS 500, the Xbox 1 million, and then either that or people will just be living in game worlds. They'll be living in the worlds of their favorite games, commercials. TVs will make it so that you can take food out of the TV if a commercial pops up. Hopefully world hunger will be solved. Poverty will be solved. There'll actually be world peace, and I don't mean world peace and world alone. I mean actual world peace. We can actually stand and live on the same planet with each other. So it really is kind of hard to figure out what one would do if one had that much time. I think it would allow one person to really reflect on their life choices. But it's sort of tricky, though. So I honestly could not tell you. And I got enough points, so let's go ahead and max out the ability so we can start putting points into the mastery. Alright, that's every ability in Hunter, Warrior, I'm scanning through them right now, and Assassin. So we're maxed on everything. Now every ability point that we get will now go into Mastery. And going into that, I need to increase my critical chance, my critical damage, my headshot damage. Anything that'll make me a very potent force to be reckoned with. So, melee charging speed, health restored on parry, damage after parry, warrior damage in general. So I'll increase warrior damage, hunter damage, and assassin damage. Then I'll work on the critical chances for those. Increase my health, my armor, melee. Ooh, melee resistance might actually be very useful. And ooh, okay. Maybe we need to work on warrior. Armor, health, melee resistance, and armor penetration. Damage dealt restored as health, so even when I'm hitting people, I'm getting that health back. Damage whenever time is slowed down, so I do increased damage when time is slowed. I can kind of see it because I'm technically moving faster than everyone else, and speed is weight, as Kizaru once said. Also, if or when you were ever to have children, there's a 20 to 30% chance that your offspring would be like yourself. I would hope so. I would hate to have to outlive my own children. That's got to be a hurting thing for parents who outlive their kids. Crit chance with full health. Damage with full health. Chance to ignore half damage. Elemental resistance, poison damage. Adrenaline per hit. I definitely need to increase this so I can always have adrenaline. Adrenaline on assassin's kill, adrenaline on perfectly timed dodge, movement speed while crouching, health gained per adrenaline spent, damage on elite and bosses, that's getting increased. 0% chance to deal 25% of assassin damage on melee hit, that looks overpowered. Gotta increase cooldown, damage with assassin abilities, hero strike, rush, assassinate, There's a lot of things to consider here. And I've been wearing this same gear. It looks nice, but I prefer the Hades armor. The Underworld armor. I'm sorry. Underworld armor. I've been doing all this talking and all this gaming, and I still ain't ate this honey bun! Hold up, Alexios.
I need to take a break to eat my honey bun.
A Krispy Kreme honey bun. When you have a Krispy Kreme honey bun, all honey buns just pale in comparison. It took me one time to eat this honey bun for me to forever love it. And it's a good thing I work out, otherwise I wouldn't gotten massively fat a long time ago, as much sweets as I tend to eat. All right. Time to start working on these mastery levels. Well, first, go to our gear and transmog. Look at that. I was level... Stuff is only at level 51. 51. 55. Where's my pieces? Here we go. You know what? I may just go ahead and get the Fate of Atlantis expansion. Though I'm kind of torn between getting the Fate of Atlantis expansion or the annual pass for Destiny. I can imagine that if one can live for such a long time, you might see Earth become a K3 civilization and explore the universe and beyond. You might even be one of those to make the inaugural journey. That'd be cool. Because if I'm just going to be doing all this killing, I might as well look the part. Yes, there we go. And then change the appearance of this, as cool as it looks. Bident of the Underworld. Or maybe Poseidon's Trident. Yes, Poseidon's Trident looks better. Then we got all these different swords. Xiphos of Dionys. Did you say Krispy Kreme honey bun? That's 3 kinds of delicious. Yes! Yes! Let me tell you. Little Debbie's honey buns have nothing on a Krispy Kreme version. They got different kinds. The frosted kind and the glazed kind. Now the thing about the glazed kind is they're kind of thick, but they're still juicy. Oh my goodness, they're so good. Harpy of Perseus. Nikolaus' sword. Sword of Damocles. But we'll stick with the Xiphos. And with the bow, we'll change it to Hades' bow. Fully accentuate the evil look. He's looking like a Darksiders character. I know he is. This is part of the Underworld pack. I actually went ahead and got the pack because it looks pretty cool. Not because of the stats, but because I knew you'd be able to transmog your gear. And it has the added effect of making it look like there's constant flames dropping off of me, and I'm always smoking. And seeing that happen with this getup on, it just makes it look so good. Get another bite of this Krispy Kreme honey bun. Thankfully, I can keep doing this exploit one-handed, and I can eat with the other.
You slow! You won't survive!
Literally take them all down in seconds. It's ridiculous. You guys don't even know. I'm taking advantage of this right now. Because you know how, for some odd reason, game developers don't like it when you exploit their single-player games. And could possibly be cutting out the Oh! Yo, they might very well patch this. Hold on. Oh, I gotta put them on blast. Because think about it. With this exploit, no one ever has to spend a single microtransaction buying drachma. Look at this. No one ever has to worry about buying anything, buying any of these microtransactions, buying any of these drachma microtransactions, because the game, the exploit makes it so that you earn that in seconds. And it takes fewer seconds to do that. It takes fewer seconds to do that mission and earn all that drachma than it does to actually go into this, buy it, and then have it go into your account. Have it go into your person's account. And let's say, for instance, you want to get this one. It usually goes for about 2,000. So there's no 2,000 that you can get. You have a 2,400, that's 19 bucks. And then if you wanted to get like an extra one, then that's $9, and you're still essentially paying for the same thing. This mission literally cuts out the middleman, and you don't have to spend a single. For those of us that may have spent microtransaction on a game such as this, you no longer have to do any of these in order to buy stuff, in order to get stuff like this. This specifically, this is still. That one hasn't been made into an exploit yet, because otherwise people would be going mad. But now no one ever has to buy drachma or have to worry about ever running low on funds again. Why? Because I'm at 2 million right now, just doing this one mission. So, seeing as how this could be cutting into Ubisoft's profits, potential profits, that people could be spending on microtransactions in the game, this could very well be seen as a threat to their economy. Which is why I'm taking advantage of it now. Let this be something in an EA game like FIFA. EA would patch that in seconds. We can't have anybody keeping us from getting money from these consumers. We need to patch this out immediately. They'll patch it quicker than they did Star Wars Battlefront. I can tell you that right now. Look, literally seconds to do this. I'm just enjoying this. I'm doing this so naturally now, I don't even have to look at the screen in order to do it. Well, it does help to actually look at the screen, but... I seriously believe that no single DLC should ever cost half or more the price of the game's initial price. I agree. Because I don't buy games for $60 just for me to spend that same amount on DLC that could very well be lackluster and a waste of that same amount of money. So I understand you completely. I'm thinking of some words to say, but I'm also eating a honey bun, so apologies for the silence. This honey bun is good! Just plain vicious. I love it. Still baffled why these two keep sliding across the ground like this. I'm surprised we haven't heard any news on No Man's Sky and their Beyond update. Like, I know they like to be silent, but at least around sometime we would get some news. I mean, it's the summer. You know, going by what they originally had planned for Final Fantasy VII Remake, that you could wind up paying up to $180 for all parts of the game. Yes, think about it. This is going to be released in episodes. Who knows how much those episodes are going to cost? So think about how much people are going to end up spending on the game overall, depending on the price points they do for the episodes themselves. So that's really something to think about. Because as much as beautiful as the game looks, what could really do the game in is ridiculous pay points, ridiculous prices for each episode. And who knows how many episodes are going to be of Final Fantasy VII. For all we know, they could just possibly stretch out every single significant scenario and just split it all up. Sweet, I got a new engraving. All that for a game that originally cost $50 to $55. Yeah. Makes you think how far the gaming community has come, both positively and negatively. We've come to the part where we can split up a whole game and then make people pay for it in parts. Am I lying? That's essentially what they're doing here. Or they could do it like a annual pass, where you pay for this annual pass and you get the other parts at a discounted price. Watch, I tell you, they do something like that. Or something along those lines. I would not be surprised at all. I would not be surprised if they do that. It's come to the point where you can just release half of a game, then for half of a game for $60, then try and make people pay for it even more after the fact. Oh, you want the rest of the game? Well, fork over a couple more dollars. That's why I don't really trust every single game developer out there. No disrespect to them, but I don't trust every single developer out there to have the integrity to put players first before payers. Like, they're not too overly concerned about the money they'll make from the game. They just want people to enjoy the game. It used to be where the game industry was like that. They made games for players. They didn't make games just to earn money in any way they can earn money. They just would exploit the players to earn even more. I'm looking at you, EA. Y'all know better. Doesn't matter how many updates you bring to Star Wars Battlefront, the fact that you tried that foolishness in the first place just shows you where your real loyalties lie. And I don't care if they don't like me for it. It really does come down to that in some cases, quite the travesty. Now, here's the thing. Not everyone in the gaming industry has the money on the brain. CG Project Red is a perfect example of this. They give you quality game content for a price that really is a lot lower than it should be. Like $60 for The Witcher 3 and all the content that it gives you. You would think that a game of that caliber would be worth a lot more. Not only that, with their Cyberpunk 2077, their standard edition has more stuff in it coming with the standard edition than a lot of deluxe editions in other games. Like, have you seen the standard edition? You got like an art book. You got like a thank you letter from the company. You got like so many different things that just come in the case alone. Oh, but you got people out here trying to charge for collector's editions for $200 or deluxe editions for under that price, and they just give you, well, you know, nylon trash bags and call it a canvas bag, and then say they couldn't make any of them because they didn't have the materials necessary to make it. Or you could wind up paying $100 for a Nuka-Cola bottle, and it turns out that the Nuka-Cola bottle itself is just one big fake plastic bottle that won't even let you pour out the rum inside correctly. And if you pry it apart, you'll find like this super generic glass bottle on the inside. You know, companies like that, they don't know no better. I'm sorry, was that a little bit too on the nose there? Just casually murdering all these people while I'm talking about gaming industries. Huh. I am enjoying myself today. This is why I love doing this. I love having conversations like this with you guys. Even if there's only a couple of people here, I still love it. Alright, so let's actually start putting some into mastery level so I can make this, so I can start to build my guy into something very deadly. Of course, if I just max out all mastery, then I will literally be a literal god, so okay. Let's go with Assassin, my rush assassination. If I can get some adrenaline on that. Where is adrenaline on assassination kill? Let's put one into you. Health gained per adrenaline spent. Let's put one into you so I'm always getting health. Damage on elite and bosses. Let's put one into you. Where is that one skill that makes it so that warrior damage has a 25% chance of adding some assassin damage to it? I think it might... Is it Hunter? Where is it? Ah, here it is. This is it. This is it. And I need 20 points in all of them, so... yeah, I could be here for a very long time. And you know, to ensure that nothing happens while I'm away, I'm going to leave this game on. So that way, even if an update does happen, it won't go into the game unless I turn it off. Or I could just make it so I don't do automatic updates while I'm gone. I highly doubt they're going to release an update for this game while I'm out having dinner. But let's see what will be very helpful for us in our future endeavors. Because I feel like I'm gonna get the, DLC, like the Fate of Atlantis DLC over the annual pass of Destiny. I was really, because the annual pass for Destiny is like $14.69 right now, and it goes for a full price of $34. Not to mention, you got that Shadow Seeker that's $40. Oh wow, I almost forgot. Destiny be putting out DLC that makes you almost pay for half the game as well. Random versus Nero versus Hellboy. I might have to go with Nero. From what I played from him in Devil May Cry 4 and what I've seen in Devil May Cry 5, I think he might actually pull something off. And I actually need to be putting health into... points into headshot damage, critical damage, resistance to being damage from a distance. Whereas melee warrior damage, that needs to go up. Hunter damage, that needs to go up as well. Armor penetration, yeah, that's going to be useful. Melee resistance. Total armor. And more health. I'm literally going to be a tank by the end of me doing all of this. Oh, it's going to be fun! And the reason why I've been so slow is just I've just been casually letting the animation play out. When I could just easily keep just button mashing and just mow through them in less seconds than I have been this entire time. And, oh snap, I need to put my phone on the charger. I've been playing this game on my phone and it's been steadily draining my battery out. I gotta correct that mistake. Give me a second. In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spend most of my days. Shooting some b-ball outside of the school. When a couple of... Oh, I was practicing this at work. Can you imagine if Fresh Prince was in Russia instead of Bel Air?
In West Philadelphia, born and raised, on the playground is where I spend most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing all cool and all, shooting some b-ball outside of the school. When a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight, and my mom got scared. She said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air." I whistled for the cab, and when it came near, the license plate said Fresh, and it had dice in the mirror. If anything, I could say that this cab was rare, but I thought, no, forget it, your home's to Bel Air. I pulled up to the house about 7 or 8, and I yelled to the cabbie, "You home, smell you later." Looked at my kingdom, I was finally there, to sit on my throne as the Prince of Bel Air.
Did you notice they both shot their rather large guns with their more normal looking hands or arms? Yeah, that's something that both Hellboy and Nero have in common. They're missing an appendage in favor of a more artificial one.
Fresh Prince of St. Petersburg.
I might have to change the lyrics around. From West Philadelphia to West Moscow. Go ahead and drink this Mountain Dew here. Whoa. This thing was so carbonated, it almost popped the cap off. Let's put some points into something so I can actually gain some adrenaline back rather than it being spent out every time I use it. Oh, here's the hunter damage for my bow as well. That really helps out. So it's going to be assassin, Assassin damage. I actually need to put a point in here. Adrenaline on assassin kill. Movement speed while adrenaline per crit. Let me see. Damage with warrior abilities. Damage with Spartan kick. I feel like the Spartan kick ability is one of the most useful skills out of this entire game. Plus kicking people. If you follow the Hellboy comments, you'll find out they both have the same type of daddy issues. Oh, yeah. That's another thing they share in common. So I actually need to put a point into hunter damage, so it increases my overall power. So if I go to inventory, it should tell me where my damage is at. So 20,000 for hunter, 15 for my first melee weapon, and then 14,000 for my second, and then assassin damage is at 212,000. So I do very high amounts of, well, very high amounts of assassin damage, so overall it's nice. The fact that he just looks at me like, oh, you killed another person? Oh, now you want to run off. You done see me kill 3 people, but it's the one closest to you. That man is moving! That man was moving! I've never seen an NPC run that fast or climb that fast. That dude must jog, because he climbed that thing faster than me. This is so easy to exploit, it's ridiculous. But also, in other gaming news, I've beaten the raid boss for the latest DLC for Borderlands a couple of times, and I managed to get my hands on some items that really helped me out during the Digistruck peak. So I'm currently OP level 2 for Krieg, and I'm working on getting him to OP level 10. I might even work on Salvador, since he tends to be the most OP. He temporarily, yeah, you see how fast that man was moving? Where's the person that's usually standing here? I think he booked too. If comedy's your thing, check out stories with the funny tag. Nah, XP is my thing, fam, so I'm using this for a minute. Yo, Brooke, what's going on? I love this game too. I'm using, ever since this story creator dropped for this update, apparently someone found a means of being able to farm XP and drachma. So I'm literally in the millions right now, just thanks to this one quest. It only takes a couple of seconds to do. And like, look at all that drachma on the side. You get all that just for taking out those 4 people, and it takes less than a minute to actually complete. And I've been doing this stream for about an hour and 45 minutes, and that's all I've been doing. Just talking and farming. I am mad rich right now. But yes, this is a fantastic game. I'm thinking about getting the Fate of Atlantis so I can check out the whole story they got going there, like going into the underworld or going into the land of the gods, into Elysium. So that's actually really on my radar right now. Plus, I might look into a couple of other things for this game as well. Yeah, you would think that in that same moment where that guy ran away after he seen me kill these 3 people, well, these 4 people, you just see him running in slow motion. If I could turn time, what is it? If I could hold time in a bottle? Or is it save time in a bottle? Thanks, Brooke. Good to see you here. If I could save time in a bottle, tell you that I like to do, I would not sing this song, 'cause it's copyrighted and I don't want this video blocked. Let me stop. Y'all think I'm playing. I'm taking advantage of this. I might go as long as maybe possibly like 3:30 a little bit, just so I can just rest up a little bit before we go to dinner. I am so glad I'm off from work today and tomorrow, because that means I get to look forward to Bloodstained on Tuesday. I've made my decision. I'm getting it for the PS4. Because I don't own any console Castlevania games. I don't have Symphony of the Night, but I own the DS ones, like, what is it? Not Area of Sorrow, because that one's the Game Boy Advance one. I'm just trying to remember what the other ones. There was a Order of Ecclesia. That one was extremely fun. I really hope that the thing is that Bloodstained was a Kickstarter game, and they say that there's 2 more characters that have yet to be, 2 characters, playable characters that are yet to be revealed. I want to play through the game as Dracula. I want to play through as the biggest boss of the entire Castlevania series. I want to play as Dracula and just murk everything. Especially given how popular Dracula has become thanks to his Netflix series the Castlevania series on Netflix. I gotta say, that is one phenomenal show. Like, I could literally watch Castlevania all day. Just watching all the stuff that happens. And I'm really waiting on a season 3. We need a season 3 of Castlevania. What about Circle of the Moon? I think I played Circle of the Moon. If it was on the DS, if it was a Castlevania game on the DS, then I might have played it. Wait, Circle of the Moon is on... What system again? What system is that on? I think the only official Castlevania I ever played through completely and beat was Order of Ecclesia. And that was a DS game. But any other Castlevania games, I've never... Some I have never played, and others I've never finished. But seeing as how Iga Sensei is coming back with Bloodstained, literally the next the next best thing to a Castlevania game is coming out this Tuesday. I'm really looking forward to it, and I can't wait to play the mess out of that game. I love RPGs. I love Metroidvania style and Castlevania style RPGs. Games that make it so that I can take down enemies and sometimes even get their weapons or their powers. I love that. And we got 6 points. If I devote a level up session to just doing one specific stat at a time, I could possibly leave this stream with one master level ability maxed out. So at the very least, maybe I should just increase the overall warrior damage, overall hunter damage, and overall assassin damage. So regardless of what I have, I always have a set number of that damage always increased. And how much money do I have? I've been losing track. 3 million! Boy, I'm rich! So with that being said, let's actually start devoting all these points to Hunter first. And increase that overall Hunter damage. Where is it at? There it is. So, if we remember correctly, we only had 20,000. What console will it be out for? Will there also be a physical release? Yes, because there was a tweet out, and there's actually going to be a physical release for the PS4, and I would like to say other systems as well. Hold on, let me get all the systems that it's for. I'm so looking forward to this game. You guys don't even know. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, coming out for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. So pretty much all the major consoles, pretty much everything, and it's only gonna be $35 or $40. $40 for the next Metroidvania game released by Iga himself, Koji Igarashi, if you want me to be specific. But yes, there's definitely going to be a physical copy. Actually, let me pull up. Let me pull up GameStop. Because I tend to go there for my games. Regardless if... I know some people don't like it, but the people at my GameStop, they're real nice folks. I got nothing but mad respect for them. Yes, it's going to be $40 for all... systems and all consoles. Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and pretty much PC is going to be $40 for all. So we're getting the next Metroidvania, Castlevania type game from the creators of the game for the price, for $20 less than an actual AAA title. Oh, let's go through here. Let's see. Collect, craft, and unlock the vast array. Okay, play. Let me just read through the product details because I'm so looking forward to this game. Tuesday. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is a gothic horror action side-scrolling RPG set in 19th century England. A paranormal force has summoned a demon-infested castle, revealing crystal shards infused with tremendous magical power. Play as Miriam, an orphan scarred by an alchemist's curse which slowly crystallizes her body. To save humanity and herself in the process, Miriam must fight through the castle and defeat the summoner, Gabel. Or Jabel. I don't know how to say that. Jabel or Gebel. Or Jebel. I want to say Gabel. Or Jabel. Collect, craft, and unlock a vast array of weapons, equipment, and loot to defeat the countless minions and bosses of Hades that await. Igavania's spiritual successor. Koji Igarashi, one of the renowned godfathers of the genre, is creating a new modern side-scrolling action RPG experience that will satisfy longtime Igavania fans. vast and deep gameplay. Unlock spells and powers, find and craft and upgrade several types of weapons and special items to change Miriam's appearance, mix and match gear and abilities to find your playstyle. High fidelity 2.5 graphics. Everything in Bloodstained is rendered in loving 3D detail on a 2D side-scrolling environment that changes and evolves as you play. Orchestral music by industry legends, with music by Michiru Yamane and Ippo Yamada, respectively veterans of the Castlevania franchise and Capcom brand. Bloodstained's music is an unforgettable experience. Iga's biggest castle. Bloodstained's game world is the biggest of Koji Igarashi's entire career, with a map size almost 2 times as big as past Igavania hits. So the map for Bloodstained is going to be the biggest map ever created, beating out every Castlevania game that has ever been released. Multiple characters to choose from. Aside from the enigmatic Miriam, there are secret playable characters awaiting discovery. And one of them is... what is his name? He is a demon hunter that you get to play as, and he's voiced by David Hayter, as in Solid Snake himself. So, yeah. So he's one of the other characters that you'll be able to take advantage of and play as. What is his name? I'm not trying to look at that. I'm trying to find this guy's name. Wait. Yes, Zangetsu. His name is Zangetsu. And he's going to be voiced by Solid Snake. I know all of those names. The Castlevania series always has stupendous music. And if you look, there's a video out there where it shows, it was actually one of their own trailers, because they clearly knew that the early gameplay of Bloodstained just didn't meet up to par with both themselves and the people who were backing the game. They even had it in their trailer showing side-by-side comparisons of how it used to look to how it looks now, and I have to say it is the comparison between how it initially looked and how it looks now is literally like night and day. It just shows you that if you took the time, game developers can actually bring forth competent work. If you listen to the fans, and we know what we want, because, you know, there are people out there that says we don't know what we want in games. Yes, we do. Otherwise, we wouldn't ask for them. But we, as gamers, know what we want in our games. And if we're big-time fans of a series that has been literally decades in the making, then it's good to know that there are people out there who take criticism very seriously and want to deliver the best experience. And I still can't believe this game is going to only be $40. I mean, it's going to be the best $40 that I spend. Do I have a favorite game? Oh, that is really hard. I play a lot, and I have tons of favorites, but I can't say that I have one singular one that I can always call my absolute favorite above all else. Like, I got a top 10 list, but not one where one reigns supreme over the others. Like, it's difficult because I enjoy them all. I can't just not trying to downplay your question, but it's really difficult for me because I am a very specific type of person. If I watch like a TV show or an anime or a movie, and they do something in a movie of which I can also do in one of the games that I own, then that game does it for me. As long as there is a game that can scratch a specific scratch for me, like a game where I could play as a John Wick type character, like a character creator where I can use pistols all the time, or a game where I'm going up against drug cartels and stuff like that, then Ghost Recon Wildlands fills that desire. If I'm watching anime such as Sword Art Online or or Dragon Ball, or Naruto, or One Piece, then I literally have games for all that. I got games for everything. I got games for everything that could very well be an itch for me. Like, if I feel like playing an anime game, I got a bunch of those. If I feel like playing shooters, then I got a ton of those. RPGs, a lot of those. Sports is really not where I tend to have a lot of games for, because that tends to be my dad most of the time. But I really can't say I have a favorite game because I love them all. Every game that I own, that I either haven't sold or traded in, I love them all. I really do. FIFA is yours? If it is, that's cool. I mean, I could never get into playing a soccer game. Like, I like being in the action, like content, real content, contact action. Like shooters or action adventure games or RPGs are really my genre that I touch into. If it's anything RPG related, it automatically gets my attention. And if it's a game like RPGs, action adventure games, some platformers, and Dynasty Warrior type games. FIFA is your favorite sports game, but favorite game is either GTA or Ratchet and Clank games, but also football, not soccer. See, to be honest, I have games that I can resort to playing, like games I can play most out of everything, which is Warframe, Skyrim, Borderlands. I would say Skyrim over Fallout, because Fallout is fun and everything, but I feel like Skyrim really fulfills a lot more niche, if you will. But Borderlands, Skyrim, Warframe. And actually, you know what? I'm going to look at my library. Alright, so... Oh, Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a real good one. Spider-Man, Borderlands, Skyrim. Bloodborne's a good one too. Used to like a lot of Call of Duty games, but lately started to do off them. Started to move away from that. Yeah, I can say a lot of people have felt that way. Like, Call of Duty was great at first. Like, it started going up real high, and then they just started releasing a game every single year, and it just became a little bit arbitrary, a little bit predictable. They got less surprising every year, and it just became, well, okay, it's Call of Duty, so what's next? Thankfully, my dad has not suffered from that whole Call of Duty fatigue because, well, since I just got him a PS4 for Father's Day, he'll be able to finally enjoy all the other Call of Duty games that he wasn't able to, because up until today, my dad has been playing on his PS3 ever since it officially launched, and he has never thought about transitioning over to a PS4. We brought it up multiple times, but he's all like, "Nah, I'm good." So I surprised him with it today. I literally set it up overnight while everyone was asleep. And now he's able to play both his NBA 2K19 games, his Madden games. I got him Tekken 7, all the Call of Duty games I have in my room that I don't play because they're really his games. He can now play those. Plus all Wolfenstein. He can play Doom, shooter. He's got a massive library now. So needless to say, I'm thankful my dad hasn't been suffering from Call of Duty fatigue. So now he can actually get to enjoy the rest of them, even though everyone is pretty much burnt out on it. like Resident Evil 2, and I used to like the Dragon Age games. It's funny because I have Dragon Age Inquisition, but I haven't played it again after a long time. Like, I got up to a certain point, I can't tell you where I am in a story because the story itself is so confusing. Like, I literally don't know where I am. Dad is too old for games. He used to play FIFA, but he was terrible. Yeah, my dad is 51. Still gaming strong. His reflexes have not dulled in the slightest. He still wins championships in his game. It's very rare for me to ever see him lose in any of the games that he plays. My dad has never played Asura's Wrath on his PS3. No. My dad is not into action-adventure type games like I am. Now, me and him, we both love the entire God of War series. And we both played that. And we both love that series. But he's just not into action adventure games as I am. Like, I'm really into it, but he's more into sports games and sniper games. They're always his forte. He loves sniper games. Dad is 65 and he used to play on PlayStation games like 10 years ago and he couldn't beat me or my brother at any game. The same cannot be said of my dad, because if I tried to challenge him in any of sports games that he owns, he would whoop me mercilessly. He would not hold back. He would just thrash me. I know he would, because those are not my strong suits, and even if I got good at it, my dad has been playing this game. My dad has been playing basketball and football games for literal decades. So he's got years of experience and know-how on his side. So I know for a fact I would never beat him in his games. And I'm good at a lot of them. Not trying to toot my own horn, but even so. So what did I say for 100 damage? It was only at 20,000 the last time we checked. And now I put a couple of points into hunter damage for the mastery levels. We might as well see where that is currently standing now. Because I never did check. I just backed out of the screen. Asura's Wrath is similar in some ways to the God of War games. In some ways. Which reminds me, since I got God of War on the PS4, maybe my dad would want to play that as well. I feel like he would really enjoy it. But let's see our hunter damage. It was 20,000 before. Let's see where it's at now. It's a slight increase. It's a very slight increase. But a slight increase is better than no increase at all. Dad used to be great at actual football, as he used to be a goalkeeper in real life, but at games he would get beat like 8-0 easily of me or my brother when we were like 10. Oh yeah, my dad has been playing games before I was even born, so that's where I get this from. I inherited it from my dad. And I think that's one of the things my dad was going to go to college for, was to go to college for football, because he was actually good at it. But he went into I think he went into the military instead. Alright, we're at plus 16%. How much of an increase? It's getting better. It's getting better. Let's keep getting those skill points. I'm going to keep going as far as I can max out the hunter damage. And I'm really tempted to... I was thinking about doing the whole pre-order through the PlayStation Store for Bloodstained, but I greatly prefer having physical copies of games. That way I know I have it in my hands and I own it. Because as much as people like to do digital downloads for games that already have physical copies, I like seeing it in my hands and putting it on my bookshelf. Because I got a whole shelf of just nothing but games. And I like to go through my inventory and look through all that I have. I will say this though. Do I have Resident Evil 2 Remastered? That's the one that was made for the PS, That's the most recent one that got released in, like, what, April? The one that I think I did, like, a demo impressions of, where I played through it? Yes. If that's the one you're talking about, then yes. I actually just recently got it. I traded Anthem in for Resident Evil 2, and I feel like I'm gonna have a much better time playing Resident Evil. It'll actually be worth my time more than Anthem was. Because Anthem was just a massive disappointment, and I don't like having disappointments on my bookshelf. It makes the rest of my games look bad. There's few exceptions, but the exceptions are so few that their stench doesn't leak into the good games.
I have you now.
So at some point or another, you're gonna see me scream my head off when I'm surrounded by zombies or getting chased by Mr. X. So don't worry, that's coming. That's coming. Then I watched someone do a playthrough of it, and it seemed more like a puzzle game than a horror game, as it's puzzle after puzzle. Yeah, I noticed that. There's a lot of puzzles in Resident Evil 2. A lot more puzzles than I was expecting. Sure, there's zombies in between the puzzles, but they're in between the puzzles. It's not like there's puzzles in between the zombies and the enemies. The enemies are... It's almost as if the enemies themselves are in between the puzzles. Like the enemies are just a segue into the next puzzle that you do. Nevertheless, it still looks like a good game, though. Oh, I like that look towards the camera. But that's just my opinion on Resident Evil. Man, I really have been going for 2 hours straight, just talking and using this exploit. I don't feel bad. This has not been a waste of time. Because Lord knows, had this thing passed me by and I ain't even noticed, I would have been upset. My thing is, why do the women have the voice of dudes? Like, I was actually fighting one instead of getting the chain assassination on him, and all I heard was, "You think you're gonna get away from me?" And I was all like, okay, okay. You got a deep voice there. Oh, there was an example right there. I literally could just be doing this all day. From the time I do this all the way up to the end of the stream, all the way up until after we get home from eating dinner. Just because I don't want to miss on an opportunity to make a maxed out character. And you know what? Actually, once we Once I do this one run, let's actually go and see about upgrading our gear. Because I got the money. I mean, I got the means to purchase the upgrades. Do I need resources for it, though? So, sort of like how 90% of the female cast members are voiced by males. Oh, no, I hit restart. Ah, my finger done got so used to hitting that button, now it's actually doing it off of muscle memory. It took almost 2 hours for my body to just reactively hit the restart button and go right back into it again. But pretty much more or less, CJ. Oh, you got me in mid-jump. Oh, Bob's Burgers. Yeah, I noticed a lot of the female characters in Bob's Burgers are voiced by dudes. Then again, that's no surprise. I mean, Edna Mode is voiced by a guy. What is her name? What is her name from Borderlands 2? The new chick. The new chick that's going to be on the Atlas world helping you out. She's voiced by a dude. Conquest battle nearby. That's nice, but let's actually go and see about upgrading our gear. We're not that far from a blacksmith. Hopefully we don't need too much materials to upgrade them to the max. Ah, there we go.
Off we go now.
Let's go see about upgrading our gear. And then we'll head right back into it. The weapons. The weapons is what needs to be upgraded. I'm not worried about armor because if my weapons can kill them before they can touch me, then, well, it really doesn't matter. All right.
We have only the finest goods.
Oh, I need a lot of materials. I need a lot. And I got a whole bunch of, well, pretty much almost all the good weapons, but wow. 16,000 wood, 2,000 of, what is that, obsidian, and 8,000 of those stones. I'll take your entire stock. I'm rich, so I can pay for it. Now, can I upgrade something? No, I need... Oh, okay, I still need a little bit more. I don't have enough. Because at the very least, I want to improve my staff. Not really my bow, but my staff. Yeah, I see why people are asking for like for an exploit for resources, because you're gonna need a ton of them if you want to get your stuff to level 99. At the very least, I just want to get my staff to that point. Not my sword, because the swords are nice, but the staff has that... Ah, bit my tongue again! Ah! But the staff itself... Hey, I can talk again. The staff itself has that reach. And low chance to gain a 30% health shield when hit. So that'll be extremely useful. Plus, it already has an innate 40% chance to ignore half damage. I wonder what other engravings can I put upon this? Then make it doubly sure that all my enemies die. And that just reminds me, I can go to the dude and upgrade all these engravings because I got tons of money now. Weapon damage becomes fire damage. Poison damage. %100% damage, but health is capped at 25%. That's useful, but no. 25% damage on elites and bosses. Yes. This is going to be my boss and elite killer weapon. The Staff of Hermes Trismegistus. And it didn't take too much cash. But I do need them resources, though!
Done. Goodbye, then.
I wonder, can I meditate here on this spot?
Good day.
If I let a day pass... Yo, it works! Yo! As long as I got money, I can do and buy anything. Which means, you meditate, you use your newly found cash to max out your stuffs. You just gotta meditate one time and it's already the next day. I like it! Alright, how long will it take to upgrade my staff to 99? Okay, we still need some obsidian, and we still need a lot more wood. And we still need a lot of, lots more stone, so if we meditate again, I'm pretty sure that we'll have what we need. But, that being said, we need to go back to that story and just keep farming for gold now and points. Alright, see stories. Let's actually go back up to that area. Hopefully it hasn't disappeared. Because I see one right there, but the other one is the one that I'm used to. So let's just fast travel to Lightning Zeus. But now we have a means of buying all the resources. All it takes is just you meditating a little bit, then the shops automatically replenish all their stock. And if you have like a buttload of cash, then it just makes things better. That mission should still be there though. and it's not here. Where did my spammable missions go? We want it, we need it, precious. Where is it, precious? What y'all do with my mission? I'ma find it. Y'all ain't gonna take this away from me. Y'all ain't gonna do this to me. You have no idea what you are asking for. Give me back my mission now. Hold on, it done logged me out. Continue. Okay, it says it's in the menu. See about getting it back. If I get it back, I'm not gonna leave it until I have all the money that I want. Maybe it's this one. If I can't get that back, then I'll see about if this one actually works. Maybe it actually did get removed. I would not be surprised if that is actually the case right now. Having played through DMC again for a completion run, V, when he's not quoting poetry or being poetic, he's quite the blunt and matter-of-factly kind of guy. I find it hilarious. It's kind of how I am a little bit. I do tend to hold back a little, but I can be very blunt to people. It actually kind of catches people off guard. Oh! This is it. Because it's actually in... I believe that's... Is that French? But it's by this... The author is by Alex Maxeter. This is... He's the one that created the one that I've been doing this whole time. Since that one has disappeared somehow... I guess I gotta go find the other one. And he's on an island that I... Do I have a fast travel? I do! Let's see if this is any different than the one I've been doing this whole time. If it just turns out to be one enemy. This is where I fought the Cyclops. And after I fought him, this whole place started to erupt, but it never blows up for some reason. Let's see how this one works out. If it works the same way. If this is another XP farm, then I'm not going to leave this mission. I'm just going to keep restarting it until I have all that I want. Millions of drachma. The richest man in all of Roma. In all of Greece.
They'll keep a sharp watch here.
I didn't even have to do anything. Just restart. And it does it automatically for you. This is just... Wow, I don't even have to do anything. I'm definitely not leaving this one. That took you an even shorter amount of time than it took me from the last one I was doing. Wow, I done found an even better one. Round 1, fight! Round over. Who are them people back there? What y'all doing all the way back there? They don't look like enemies to fight, they just look like extra people. You're just a bunch of people just crowded together. What y'all doing in this cave? Why y'all quiet? How come y'all ain't making no noise? Seeing as how the last one disappeared, I'm not leaving this one at all. I am not leaving this one. I'm gonna keep farming this thing until I have all the skills that I want increased, maxed out. All skills that don't really appeal to me, I'm not gonna increase it. But the other ones, I'm gonna max out completely, like health and armor and melee resistance and range resistance. I don't even have to move. Wow. That means I could go ahead and start watching that newer episode of Dragon Ball Super. The dub one, of course. Yeah, I know it's dubbed. I really hope they don't bring back that English dub version of Kajidaze. For example, shortly after beating a boss and clearing an area, it reveals an even bigger creature. After seeing it, V has an exchange with Griffin. Griffin asks, "Are you good?" Okay, don't spoil any dialogue for Devil May Cry 5. I want to experience it all. Story creator mode restrictions. Apparently they didn't put any XP caps in those restrictions. I don't even have to move, and the money is being given to me. Thank you. So it looks like we got enough points. How much money have I... Hey, I got all that money back after spending it. After spending it at the shop. Once I go back to that shop, I'm going to increase all that stuff so I can increase my weapons. Mastery! Now we can max out that hunter damage. Hunter damage has been maxed out. Now we'll work on warrior. And then we'll work on damage for specific weapons. Like spears and staffs. Then big blunt weapons, bladed weapons. And then swords and daggers, but the mainstay damage increase first. Hunter, warrior, and assassin. Yeah, it's still not bad. I love it. Because that's free XP. I'm literally just chilling at this point. The game is rewarding me, and I'm not even moving. I could literally watch TV on my laptop and let this run until it's time for me to go to this dinner. There's not much else I can say except this has been one progressive and one very successful stream because now I get to walk away with tons of cash and tons, all abilities unlocked, just working on the mastery. Warrior damage, you're next. Yep, yeah, next. Yeah, so next. Then just use my money to buy the upgrades necessary to improve all of my weapons that I'm going to be using. Possibly improve my gear as well. Max that out. This is just far too easy. This is the note I'm gonna leave it out on. So this has been just one big old massive farming session before dinner. I just wanted to, you know, hang out with you guys a little bit today. And if you happen to be a father and you're watching this stream, then happy Father's Day to you. If it's something that you celebrate. If for those of us that actually celebrate it, happy Father's Day to you. Hope you all enjoyed. I cannot wait to see you all in the next video because, oh boy, we still got a lot of games coming out both this month and the next. And this channel is going to be chock full of it. And just stay tuned right here because I'm going to be bringing it all to you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later peoples. Good Lord, this XP and all this money coming to me. Fill me with glee. Can you not see? Bye ye.